Why, hi, distinguished adventurers, and welcome to Monday. Welcome to Weekly Patronage. Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm here to hang out with you for 2 hours to take care of Patron Challenges, to answer questions, and drink some tea. You know, like you do on a Monday. Like you do when you've had an awesome weekend, and then you gotta get back to work. How's everybody doing in chat? Welcome to Monday. You know what, Monday's not so bad, right? I've got some blackberry sage tea. I've got a whole bunch of patron challenges to take care of. I've got my Trials of Mount Tiamat grinding away over here, trying to take care of a bunch of stuff. We've got Garwar subscribing for 20 months. Hey! Congratulations on the subscription. And welcome. Enjoy emotes of yourself, Garwar. I mean, I enjoy using your emotes, so why shouldn't you? Thanks, Traveler Farlander. I think I will have a great show. And Simon Cranch, I'm doing pretty good. I had a fun weekend this weekend. I got in a bunch of D&D games for charity. I got some work done. I know it's weird to say it's a weekend I got work done, but you know what? Sometimes that's the way life works, is you get stuff done on the weekend. But you know what we're getting done today? We're here for Patron Challenges. I'm here to help you through some of the Patron Challenges that you can find in the game and answer some questions and hang out. To that end, I've got the fantastic Martin and Mars, Eminem, in chat. They are our moderators and producers and the people who are going to be grabbing questions from all of you so that if I stop looking at chat for a moment, we don't lose your questions. Make sure you put question in big capital letters at the beginning of your question so that it's easier for them to see. And we'll go ahead and get as many of those answered as possible. I don't promise I can answer as many as Garwar, because Garwar is the beast. Garwar is the question answerer, but I'll do my best. Hi, Raccoonius. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Ahoy, Noxaganus. Malady Makes. Hey, Lauren. I haven't laughed so hard in ages. I truly enjoyed your charity appearance this weekend. A terrific one-shot. Aw. I'm assuming you're talking about the Dungeon Scrawlers one-shot, as the D4 game was a regular game. And while there were some very funny moments, I think the Dungeon Scrawlers one could be considered a comedy? Trevor did a good job, and I was super lucky to play with everybody. If you missed what was going on this weekend, because it was the first weekend of November is kind of the kickoff of a lot of people's Extra Life streams. And on Saturday, Dungeon Scrawlers with the wonderful Aaron M. Evans and a whole bunch of other amazing writers who do a D&D game you probably have seen alerts for in our game. And you probably know a lot of those characters. They did a whole big 24-hour live stream. They started at like midnight and went the whole day. And I think it ended up being like 25 hours because of the time change. I don't know. Anyway, they went for a while. They raised a ton of money, and I was lucky enough to play in one of their games that Trevor was DMing. I actually ended up playing Orkira twice in a weekend because it was a bunch of us playing characters that we have in other streams. So it was a big multiversal thing that was amazing. So that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, and there were definitely moments in where I was just holding back tears of laughter. It was super funny. And then Sunday, D4 had their big Extra Life stream, an all-day stream. A whole bunch of awesome games happened. And then the capstone of that was we had our next D4 episode where we got into some hardcore chasing and fighting, and lots of fun stuff happened, and you'll have to go watch it to see. There was definitely some amazing moments. There's something about asking the audience to donate natural 20s for fights happening in a game and then watching, say, a paladin smite on a natural 20, or your wizard blight on a plant creature with a natural 20. It's kind of epic. You should watch it. But today is not about Extra Life. Today is about patrons. So while I give you all a chance to get some questions in, now that we are underway, we got to get a patron picked to start off with. I once again have not finished out my trials. We're into some of the legendary stuff. And so it's taking a little longer to get through trials, so I'm not done with it yet. So I've only got 2 parties that I can patronize. So let's take a second. Let's look through the patron challenges that we've got. Let's see who I need for a bunch of these patron challenges. And then we'll put it to a vote to see what we want to do first. And I'm just taking another look. I had to move around who was on my trials team. So, all right. Mert. So, we've got Arkin, Tyrell, and Makos. All right. So this is already going to be a problem because I got both Makos and Tyrell hanging out going after Tiamat. Let's see. We've also got Delana and a tanking champion. So we can do some of these. We can't do this one. Vajra wants Stokey, Deacon, and Puent. I've got those available. And Arkin is showing up again. I always feel bad about putting Arkin in any of the formations that are going after the Trials of Mount Tiamat. That feels weird to do. So I have Arkin available. So yeah, we can take care of a bunch of Vajra. Let's see about Strahd. Strahd wants Jarlaxle, Tyrell, and Hitch, and Jim, and a support champion. It could be a little more difficult, but we could probably make it work. And actually, no, wait, we got Tyrell going on, and I've got him in my trials. All right, so far Vajra is the only one that I could possibly do everybody. And then Zariel. Wow, Arkin is super popular this week. What's going on? What's going on with Arkin being everywhere? Also, Makos. Oh, no. But Artemides we could definitely got in there. All right. Okay. So you know what? Well, Mert can't happen immediately. And we're going to have some problems with Strahd, but we can do a bit of everything. So I think for all of you, and for our mods, let's go ahead and put our first poll up. Of the 4 patrons, who should we go after first? Mert, Vajra, Strahd, or Zariel? Go ahead and get that poll started, and once we have a decision, we'll dive into some patron challenges. Look at how fast our mods are. That's amazing. That's super good. All right. With that going on, let me grab some questions from our wonderful questions doc. Doorbell Streams wants to know, how exploded is that volcano? We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm doing okay. I mean, this whole team is doing pretty well. It always gets hard when you get to day 3 and day 4 because that's when stuff starts to stack. But you know, we're making Tiamat go away. I'm making that volcano explode. Let's see. Hey, Super Steve. Anyone know how to see what our weekly Patron challenges are this week? The visual didn't reset, but it's telling me I've completed challenges this week. My suggestion, give your game a restart. Go ahead and turn it off and turn it back on again. That sometimes happens. It should update. If it hasn't updated and you don't want to restart, if you don't want to turn it off and turn it back on again, what you can also do is, if you have multiple adventure parties, switch between the two. That sometimes just refreshes everything. Spoiler alert, that's usually what I'm doing right before I go live, is I'm just going, okay, all right, it's loaded, let's go. So yeah, give that a try. That should fix the issue, especially when things go live right at noon. Arcanar, question, mirror image. What is the point of this ability? I'm familiar with only the 2E version of the spell. Okay, so if you are asking about mirror image from the D&D game, that is slightly different than mirror image what Averin can do. But I will answer both, although I'm gonna take a second and pull it up in both places. So, if you got yourself an Averin, mirror image is one of his more powerful abilities in the game because he creates these mirror images. They last for 15 seconds, or every 15 seconds, and he places them next to him, and people who get the mirror image get buffed. And then you can pick in his specializations who's more likely to get those mirror images. And as you can see, if they're, depending on their tags, they get buffed pretty nicely. So you definitely want to try to encourage, by picking the specializations, those mirror images to show up on, say, your DPS so that their damage can be increased. So that's kind of the Idle Champions version of mirror image. The D&D version is more of a self thing that you do in order to keep yourself safe. 3 illusory duplicates of yourself appear in your space. Until the spell ends, the duplicates move with you and mimic your actions, shifting positions, so it's impossible to track which image is real. You can use your action to dismiss them. And so basically what happens is, if you are getting attacked, the attacker has to roll a d20, and if all of your mirror images are up, there, a chance it'll hit a duplicate instead of you, which not only essentially wastes their attack, but completely means you don't get hit at all. You lose one of your duplicates, but depending on what the attack is, that can help you out a lot. So it's actually a pretty powerful spell for only being a 2nd level spell. And it's really nice, especially because the attack happens. So it's not like some other spells and some other wards in where the person who's attacking can decide, oh, I actually won't go ahead and do that. Like, they don't know. All they know is they think they hit and it didn't work. So you can waste an attack and you can save yourself from being hit. So it's pretty nice. And for a 2nd level spell, it's pretty good. And I don't think it's concentration. Let's see. No, it doesn't look like it's concentration. And yes, Averin was a big fan of mirror image. It's a good spell. Definitely take a look at that if you get a chance to play in a 5th edition game and you can pick that spell. It's especially good for characters that don't necessarily want to be in melee, but end up in melee sometimes because of what they're doing. Bards, sometimes, I don't think it's available to clerics, but clerics, warlocks that are not going to be like 300 feet away. Like, I'll just be back here. Eldritch Blast. So yeah, that is a really solid spell to go ahead and set off, and it can save you a lot. because all you need is someone critting on you, but then it hits a duplicate, and duplicate goes away, and you don't have to worry. Also, Averin is just a really good buffer with it. More questions! Mikey Jr. question. Is there a good place to find team comps for those of us who are new and are looking to maximize our DPS? Yes. First off, welcome. Glad to have you join our game and our community. There's a bunch of places. I'm going to say it. Hang out here, right here in this chat. This chat is going to be filled with people who are going to be more than happy to give you some advice. Come to our Discord, discord.gg/idlechampions. And I will put that in the chat. That is also an excellent place because often getting advice on formations to maximize your DPS means finding out who you have available. And for a lot of new players, you might not have the full roster. So you can come to the Discord. We literally have a whole bunch of channels. Some of them are for formations. We've got one for new players. And you can say, here's who I got. Here's what I'm trying to do, because formations are dependent on what campaign you're running or what you're trying to do. Help. Or even more specific, you could say, here's the formation I'm running right now. What would you suggest? Can we move some people around? Can I switch some people? So yes, I would suggest definitely come to our Discord. There's also a really active subreddit for Idle Champions, and the people there are super nice and are more than happy to help you out. So definitely come to a bunch of those places. I usually suggest the Discord because there's some back and forth that needs to happen in order to help you out effectively, finding out what you're trying to do, what your formation is, who you got available, and sometimes even granular, like, what's your gear? Maybe this champion is actually going to be better for you, except you got really good gear over here. So yeah, come on by. I think the Zariel won. Hey, all right, I'm going to pause the questions. They're going to still sit here, so keep putting your questions into chat for Mars and Martin. Let's get Zariel going here. So before I'm going to move off of this screen, I'm going to take a moment and look around because I can pick a bunch of things, including like, hey, I got to defeat 5,000 humanoid enemies. Now, we can always just go to Mad Wizard. Mad Wizard is always an option. And you can get most of the stuff done you need for most of the patrons just going for Mad Wizard. I tend to like to look, and there's a bunch of places you can look online, find a free play that has a lot of the specific enemy I'm trying to get rid of, I'm trying to kill, and then go there. And the reason I do that is there's a couple reasons. One, variety. Variety's good. Two, it means I'm often doing free plays on a bunch of different campaigns, and I'm not just doing free plays just on Grand Tour, and that can help with getting some of the other stuff in those campaigns. Like I still haven't unlocked all of the blessings in some of the harder campaigns. I'm still working on some of that. So yeah. Humanoids. Sunblight in Rime of the Frost Maiden is a good place to do that. So you know what? Let's go there. Let's get Zariel. Let's go to our world map. Let's go to this party. Sorry, just listening to the music for a second. All right. We want Zariel. We want Icewind Dale. We want Sunblight. And then this is the moment where I'm like, I got it in the first try. Yes. I'm getting better at this. All right. All right. Let's get a team of familiars out there so they can start grinding away at stuff. And meanwhile, let's go back on over here to Zariel. Okay, so we can't do this because Makos is our Makos is in another castle. But we can work on Artemidas and 200 or higher. So let's 250 or higher. Well, we got to get an area 300. Let's work on getting these resets going and Artemidas as our highest DPS. So let us build an unoptimized Artemis formation. Because, you know, that's the other thing, is I'm not going to try to make the most optimized formation here because I'm trying to do a bunch of just these Patron Challenges. So, but since he's going to be our main person, so we can either stick Catti-brie and Jarlaxle in here, and we can just focus on that. You know what? Let's see. Let's get both Jarlaxle and Catti-brie in there, and then we can focus on them. Oh, it's not Jarlaxle. It's Dritz. Well, you know what? We'll leave it like that. I don't want to put Dritz in there because Dritz is going to overtake my Artemidas. Let's get some gold find. We'll do that. Okay. Let's get them up there. I don't want to use Arkin because I'm going to need Arkin for some other stuff. So, yeah, Celise is going to be a good tank for this. Get in there, Celise. And now let's just put together a formation that doesn't include some of the people we need for some of these other challenges. Let's avoid Hitch. I mean, we weren't going to be able to do this with Jarlaxle anyway. That's going to be a support champion. This is all going to be... Okay, Stokey, Deacon, and Puent. Those are the other people we're trying to avoid. So we don't want Hitch. We may want Beetle and Grim in here. Let's see. Strix may be helpful. Wolfgar will be helpful. Shandy is always incredibly useful to try to get some extra speed going. Quillic is really good. I can stick Jarlaxle somewhere else. Get Quillic in there. Maybe Dinar. Move some people around. Adjacent people. Sasaspia. Let's get Sasaspia. Let's try to say her name. Sasaspia. Hey. Alright. So we got some basics going on here. We still got 1, 2, 3 slots. Let's make life easy. Let's stick a Wolfgar in there because Wolfgar just kind of works for everybody. Yeah, we'll go for you. Let's get Strix in there. And I need one. I mean, yeah, Beetle and Grim would work. Beetle and Grim is not the best option. And we want Smelly. Things you get to say when you're playing this game. We want Smelly. You know what? I mean, I could move everybody back and fit Dinar in here. What do we think, chat? What are we thinking for this last slot? You thinking Dinar? I mean, I'm a little hesitant about putting Kreidel in there because once again, I'm trying to make Artemidas our main DPS. Yeah, I really like Shaka, but I don't want to have to re-maneuver everybody. Let's see. Yeah, I think Beetle and Grim is kind of the best way to go. All right. And then move some people around. Yeah, that'll work. And Fang Shaman is just as intelligent as he is. I haven't actually looked at Artemy's stats in a while. Oh, he's super Dexy. He's a Dexy boy. All right, nope, we're going for Dex. Okay. And staff for each champion with a strength score. I don't got a lot of strong people in here, so we'll chip away. All right, here we go. Not an optimized formation, but one that is going to grind through a whole bunch of Zariel challenges real fast, especially once Shandy gets going here. So we're going to save this formation. I'm going to overwrite that because that's my slot to do that. We want to make sure all the specializations are saved. And we wanted to get to 251, I think, was what we were doing. Get some potions of speed going. Hey, I apparently already did a challenge from Trials of Mount Tiamat. There you go. We're doing Patron Challenges and Trials Challenges all at once. Okay. Yeah, he's our highest DPS. We're gonna go... Yeah, this is looking decent. I think this deserves some tea. Ah, yes, rat with wings. The auto captions do their best. Sometimes it's my fault. Sometimes I talk too fast, and then the auto captions cannot keep up. The captions are pretty good, especially when it doesn't have anything to do with names or D&D stuff. But then every once in a while, the New Yorker in me comes out, and I start talking really fast, and the captions cannot keep up with me. So every once in a while, I gotta remember to slow down. All right, so while we get this going, before we get another patron going, let me go back to the chat, back to the questions. JDog2773 question: have you considered giving away a rotating patron chest each week for this show instead of an Electrum chest? I had not. I don't know if that is something I can do. We do try to keep those non-Electrum chest giveaways a little close to the chest, make them extra special. But I will consider it. I will see what the people in charge of chest giveaways say. But for now, hey, you're getting Electrum chest for those that don't know, right down there. Or you can get it in chat. I can show you how to redeem this chest, but I can't redeem this chest code because, spoiler alert, when I create them, I also test them to make sure that they work. So I've already redeemed this. But hey, if you're new and want to know how to redeem a chest, first off, we've got a handy command for that. But also, if you come up here to chests and you say unlock a locked chest, you can go ahead and type in your chest code here. You can even switch it to 16 characters. This is another good reason to join the Discord. There is an entire channel devoted to chest code codes. Chest code codes. Codes of chests for codes of chests. Something like that. Whole channel where you can find out what are all of the streams that I can get chest codes from. What are all the podcasts? Where are all the places I can go? Because there's more... There is more out in heaven and earth than can be dreamt of in your philosophy, Horatio. There are more chest codes being given out than just the shows that we link to. There are podcasts out there that, for obvious reasons, we don't link out to the podcasts because they're not live. But you can get chest codes there too. And so you can come and catch up on all of those codes and maybe find a new show that you're going to be interested in watching. I see people talking about tickets in chat. Yeah, if you have an issue going on, yeah, definitely send in a support ticket if you have an issue, if something is not working correctly, especially with the restart at the beginning of the week. Also, for those of you who are new, if you do have a bug that has shown up, if something isn't working, come down here to support, click on the question mark. Support will open a new browser tab. You say okay, I will say cancel for obvious reasons. It'll open up a whole new window and you can fill out a bunch of the information, and that'll help us figure out how to help you. Back to questions from the chat. Sequoia has an add-on, Sequoia01. If a gold chest is unfeasible, perhaps a silver patron chest with a slightly higher chance for shiny, like a very small increase or something. All right, I see what everybody's asking about. I see people want extra chests. I mean, I will promise nothing, but I am considering your requests. Solitude GG's question. I'm 15 days into my Idle Champions journey. Hey, welcome. 15 days. Is that a fortnight? Fortnite is 12 days? Oh, I should know how long a fortnight is. I'm a D&D person. Quick chat, how long is a fortnight? 20. 14. 14. Thank you. Fortnite is 14 days. Thank you. So you are a fortnight and a day into your Idle Champions journey. Welcome. And I am just waiting for my third GT piece to unlock Mert. I've unlocked all the way up to Alcoria so far, and I'm pushing for Rhea. People say to do the hardest variant for the most influence. Can you touch on this for me since I'm close to my first 2 patrons? A little bit, yeah. So obviously the harder a variant you do, the more influence you will get. The balance point on that is if you can't complete the variant, you won't get the rewards for it. You'll still get stuff. You'll still get stuff for attempting it. It's never a loss if you attempt a hard variant and you can't complete it. But like, for example, I won't complete it, but like if I complete this now, I haven't actually, well, there's a free play, but like it'll tell you, hey, you're not going to get everything that you could if you complete it. You'll still get some symbol of Zariel. You'll still get some of the stuff you've unlocked while you're playing. So it's finding that balance, and there's nothing wrong with looking at some of the variants and going, I'll try this slightly easier one to see, because you would be surprised how difficult and how quickly they scale. Also, don't be afraid to skip around campaigns, because I've personally found sometimes I can only do so many in Grand Tour, and then I just skip ahead. I'm like, I'm going to go over to Chult. I'm going to go over to, I'm going to go over to Dragon Heist. There we go. I couldn't remember the name. And look for variants in there. And, look for ones that I'm like, oh, that one I can do with this patron because I've got all these champions available. So I hope that helps. That's another thing that's good to come to the Discord for, because you can address the Discord and say, here's who I have. Here's the patron I am trying to get influence for and unlock a bunch of stuff for. Any variant suggestions? Or I want to do this super hard variant, but I'm having difficulty. Can you suggest some different formations? Mars is also jumping onto the different chest giveaway bandwagon. I'm hearing even from the moderators. I think a silver patron chest would be neat appropriate. It doesn't exist yet, of course, so it'd have to be created, but could be cool. Definitely no increased shiny chance. Okay, listen. As far... you're all my neighbors, chat, and I want you to be happy. And I'm trying to help you out. I can't promise anything with the chest giveaways. We do a lot of streams. Can't promise anything. I'll talk to a couple people and see what we can do. No promises. Don't cut this out and be like, Lauren promised. I'm going to say no promise 12 million times. But I'll see what I can do. More questions. Jamek Unyielding. Question. Any recommendations on which patron to focus variants on first? I've been kind of all over the place and progress has been slow. If you have them all unlocked, then I'd say go for the patron that you've done the most for until you can get to the point that you can unlock, that you can use patron currency to unlock the patron familiar. Because that's kind of always my goal in the shop is... Actually, there's 2 goals for me in the shop. Actually, there's 3 goals for me. Wow, I just backed that up. Let me try this again. On a weekly basis, I try to earn enough in all 4 of these patrons to be able to get the Modron component chest, because this is the way you get Modron component chests in-game. So I'd at least do enough in each of the patrons to buy that chest every week. And then there's 2 things in the shop that I think are really useful to get. and it's going to take a little bit of working on it to earn it. There's the Potion of Polish, and there is the Familiar that you can buy. And there's a lot of other good stuff in the shop for all these patrons, but personally, those are always my goals. So take a look at the patrons you have unlocked, and if there's no other reason to pick between them, if you're not like, oh, I have more champions unlocked that will work for Strahd or whatever, go with the patron you have the most already done for that you haven't yet unlocked, the Potion of Polish and the Familiar. Work on that patron and get those unlocked, because it's always good to have more Familiars and a Potion of Shiny. I mean, shiny. That's my suggestion. Raccoonus, question. I just started this game again after being away for a while. Welcome back. I have some champions unlocked. I'm still working on the first campaign and reach about level 141. Nice. There are now loads of champions, and it's just so much. What champions do you recommend I should get that are good in the beginning? Oh, that is a loaded question. You're going to get a lot of suggestions for that. So we have an event coming up on Wednesday. Feast of the Moon starts, and there's going to be 3 champions available during Feast of the Moon. I think for short term, focus on that event and try to unlock all 3 of those champions, because that's going to give you a good chunk of time to not only unlock them, but earn chests for them. They're going to be useful champions, because pretty much there's no champion that is not useful, especially when you're looking to be able to do all of these patron variants, and only certain champions are available. So I'd say short-term goal on Wednesday, work on unlocking all 3 of the champions that are available and gearing them up. That's going to give you 3 good champions to start off with. After that, my next suggestion is to think about what specifically you want to do next in the game. Are you looking to just complete more free plays and variants? Are you looking to unlock a patron? Are you looking to unlock multi-party mode? Think about that for a little bit. Decide on kind of what your next goal is. There's no bad goals. It's just whatever you find fun. That may also inform a champion choice decision. If you want to go after unlocking a patron, then focusing on the champions that are available for that patron might be useful. If you're like, all right, I want to get into hanging out and doing patron challenges, and so I'm going to go ahead and unlock Mert, then specifically unlocking champions that can be used for Mert would be super helpful. The other thing that could be useful to think about is, are you missing something? Are you missing a really good tank? Or do you not have a lot of DPS? Or do you really need some good buffers who are not necessarily positional buffers? Is there something you're missing? That can help you decide on who you want to go after in a time gate. And finally, come to the Discord, tell the Discord, here are the champions I got, who do you recommend? And they will give you some recommendations. So, a couple different suggestions for you depending on what you're trying to do. Once again, I don't think there's a wrong answer here. Every champion you unlock is going to give you options for doing things in the game. And since so many variants and patron challenges and other things restrict who you can use, having a full roster is your best bet. So there's never a wrong answer. Don't let people tell you this, no, that's a wrong champion to unlock. No. That champion is going to come in useful at some point, because they all do. And then, all right, I'll say it. Just unlock Orkira. You want Orkira. You want Orkira in everything. You want Orkira. You absolutely want Orkira. Listen to my other advice first, and then unlock Orkira. Hi, Tabletop Santa. Happy Monday. All right. The Nautical Menace. Question. Does the Idle Champions Discord have cookies? No need for a few guides for now, but experience with the game for now. Welcome. Does the Idle Champions Discord have cookies? I mean, I'm sure people have cookies. I've eaten cookies while hanging out on the Discord. We haven't quite perfected the ability to deliver cookies from one person to another over the internet. But if we could, I would be ordering chocolate chip all over the place. All the chocolate chip. All right. Let's get in a couple more questions, then we'll get another patron challenge going. Arkanar, question. 2 new champions for me. Orkira seems to hold her own pretty well. Yeah. But I'm not clear on which specialization to pick for her. Human also reads like they can do multiple things depending on circumstances. Which specialization is which for the Kobold Trio? Okay. First off, Orkira. I think a lot of people are probably going to say shake your tail feather for the specialization. It does kind of depend on what you're doing. And there's some very specific things that Orkira can help you do. Honestly, I would have put her here with Artemis because Orkira and Artemis work really well together, which is interesting considering Artemis is super lawful evil. I won't go into details. You can look up how to do an Orkira Artemis formation on our Discord, discord.gg/idlechampions. But I think most people would agree you want the tail feather because that's going to boost her healing and her elemental fire, and it kind of stacks really well. But, there are times where you want the other option. As far as Human... Oh, yeah, see, I've got him... You know what? Let's switch on over to my Trials party for a second, because that's where both Orkira and Human are, and it might be easier to show this than tell this, because I do understand which specialization is which for the Kobold Trio. That can be... Yep, okay. How are we doing here, by the way? Not bad. All right, so here's Orkira. I've got her on tail feather. I've got her shaking her tail feather. So tail feather increases the effect of Luster Restoration by 100%. Luster Restoration will now heal undamaged champions, and Healing Flame will count 1% of this non-effective healing as well. So she can do some pretty nice stuff with healing. Human, so they can do multiple things depending on the circumstances. You're absolutely right. As far as which specialization to go for, it kind of depends on which you're trying to do. In this case, I've got Human in the back column because I'm specifically trying to increase the damage of the 2 columns in front of them. So that's, and you can see if I look at their character sheet, I look at their upgrades, that Yasa is listed as the one that is not inactive, and that's because of where they are. If I put them in the front column, then Zerang will become the active one, and you'll get that buff. And if I put them in the middle columns, that's when Klebe will become active. So that's kind of how you can tell, and double check what's active, which is always a good thing to do. All right, I'm gonna put Human here. All right, what are they doing? As far as specializations go, that's also going to depend on, because one of them is like, hey, I'm going to increase my teamwork, and the other might be, I want to have it affect not just kobolds, I want it to affect the other scalies. I'm forgetting for the moment what those are called. But yeah, take a look at who else is in the formation, decide what you want to use Human for. I tend to use Human a lot, either in the very front or in the back, because I'm either using Human as a way to hopefully get some of those double quest items or count for double quest progress, because that can help a lot of places, or I'm putting Human in the back and increasing the damage, because, DPS is always good. All right. Air Bear 2001, are time gates the recommended only way to get chests for a specific character? It's not the only way, but it is kind of the consistent way. If there is a champion that is an event champion, using the time gate to run through their event to unlock chests for them is kind of the consistent way to do it. There'll sometimes be stuff in the store for real money that you can buy, depending on the champion. Also, almost all the champions are eligible for at least one patron, and you can buy patron chests for them. So let's come back over here to my Zerial party. So yes, if you're like, I got Brig Hellclaw. He's awesome. He's super fun, but I just unlocked him in the event a couple weeks ago, and I don't have a lot of gear for him. And I got the time gate pieces to go ahead and unlock a time gate for Brig. That's going to be one of the best ways to get gear for Brig. Unlock a time gate, do the time gate stuff for Brig. You'll get a bunch of chests. Let's say you got Celise, and you don't have enough time gate pieces, or you don't want to run a time gate right now. Celise is a champion who is one of the champions that can be used in Zerial patron funness. You can come to the shop and you can buy Zerial patron chests, and this chest will contain loot that is usable by any of the champions that can be used for Zerial stuff. So you're not guaranteed to get a Celise thing, but you might, because she's one of the people who's usable. So yeah, time gates are kind of your best bet. All right. Let's do one more question, and then we'll do... Oh, you know what we should do before I do one more question and then say we'll do another patron? Moderators, if you could take a moment and ask the chat, who should we go after next? Before we do that, I just wanted to see... So just so everybody knows, because we're going to do another poll in a second to decide my last group, my last formation, who are we going to go and unlock stuff for? Oh, we've already got it going. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Pick a patron. Patron picking time. If you are in chat and you'd like to vote to see what I'm going to work on next, which of these three patrons, come and vote, and I will continue to answer questions. Let's see. Duke Ultra question. Who are the three champions around the campfire at the bottom of the Adventure Complete Start recap screen? I thought I remembered hearing that that's you? I don't know if there's an official answer for that. I seem to remember someone told me that those aren't champions in the game, that's supposed to be representative of you? Or me? And I mean me as in you the player, not me as in like Lauren. Oh, Garwar says, originally we were told it's supposed to be us, but one of them seems to be Delana. I mean, for all you know, it seems to be Delana because it just happens to be someone who looks like Delana. But yes, it's supposed to be you and your friends, I believe. Sitting around a campfire. Roasting marshmallows like you should around a campfire. Let's see. JDog2773 question, is Idle Insights pre-recorded this week? I believe so. I believe Idle Insights is pre-recorded this week. On top of that, I believe Idle Insights is the only stream that is happening on our channel on Thursday, because it is a holiday here in Canada, I say. Like I'm in Canada. I am not. I am sadly not in the wonderful world of Canada. Yes, it is a holiday on Thursday in Canada, so most of the streams are postponed for this week. I'm going to triple check. Like, for example, I know for a fact there is no community Q&A because Sean is going to be enjoying a day off. Yes, so Idle Insights is the only show that's happening on Thursday. That's from 1 to 2 p.m. Pacific. Guest is going to be Megan Kenrick, and I do believe that is a pre-recorded, which is good. So yeah, come on by. I'll be in chat. I'll be hanging out as much as I can, because the two of them are lovely, and it'll be an awesome interview to listen to. All right, and... Oh, I answered that one already. Let's see... Reaver01 question. How random are patron chat tasks? Or will there always be something like 1 to 3 defeat random enemy type and amount, etc., etc.? for the moment, the type of tasks tends to be similar, the same. And it looks like we're gonna do a Strahd. We're going after some Strahd patron stuff. Let's take a look at Strahd, and I'll keep talking about answering this question. So yeah, you'll see a lot of the same types of challenges over and over again. Defeat X amount of enemies. Do X amount of ultimate attacks. Collects X amount of gems. Anything that has specific champions named should only give you champions that you have available. So that may be where the difference comes on in. You may have this same exact complete so many areas with these 3 champions in a Strahd variant or free play, but you might have different champions there depending on who you have available. But yes, a lot of these do tend to be similar. You see the same ones kind of over and over and over again, so you can kind of get into a good rhythm with it, if that helps. Speaking of Strahd, let's take a second. Thank you, Martin and Mars, for grabbing all those questions. If you've asked a question in chat, it's been put back here in our special document. I'm not going to forget about it, I promise. I will get back to them. But for the moment, let's go ahead and go after Strahd. So, we know we can't do this one for the moment. We can try to make Jim our total highest damage dealing funness. Yeah. So let's do a Jim formation. And I guess I look for the defeat X number of enemies, and I kind of take a look to see, okay, who has the largest number? Because sometimes you'll get like defeat 1,000, defeat 1,000, defeat 2,000. And so I tend to go after the one that requires the most to start off with. But it looks like Strahd is only concerned about humanoids and fiends. Let's go after some fiends. Because humanoids kind of show up everywhere. And we can do some Descent into Avernus. Fun. Okay, let's get our last adventuring party geared up here. And this is what I do when I'm in a loading screen, as I dance to Jason Charles Miller's music. Everybody take a moment and dance to Jason Charles Miller's music. Okay. Strahd. We're going to come to Avernus. And for our fiend friends, we're going to do Alturiel's Last Stand, which I believe is there. Hey, I'm getting better at this. All right, Jim. We need you. Well, first we need a whole bunch of... I like sticking the familiars out there because they can start doing the funness. All right, Jim. I know that there are people in chat who probably have been using Jim to do some amazing things. But I haven't been using Jim all of that much. I will just admit it. But let's make this formation happen. Okay, Jim. Now, Strahd is one of those that there's not a lot of people available for. So we're gonna be in an interesting position. Do I do Dragon Bait or Nova? Oh, chat. Dragon Bait or Nova, Dragon Bait or Nova. Well, I want that. We're gonna go Nova. Or El Coria, because we're gonna be, yeah. Lazaps, because I'm gonna need as many tanks as I can get. Meanwhile, I want this outfit. I want this hair. I wish I could have this hair. This hair would be amazing. Blondia might be good to have. Yeah, and we'll get a Lindra in here. Whoops. Dadius might work out the best. Paulton's probably going to be good for some gold. I mean, the only one I can grab from here is Mahen. Let's see. This might be Regis's time to shine. Yeah, I mean, I could stick Turiel in there, but then I gotta think about sticking all of my DPS as far back as possible. Huh. Huh. All right, friends. Let's see what we can do. All right, well, let's start getting some people out here. This is gonna be the most suboptimal formation. Yeah. Raider, ICG. I can't use Orkira twice over for this, because not only is Strahd the one place that she is not able to help out with because she is not smart enough. Also, I got her defeating Tiamat. I think Jim is probably smart enough that we'll already get... We'll check into that. I like the Zapper. We gotta go with the Zapper. Oh, Jim. What's your intelligence? Yeah. That's what I thought. Jim is a wizard. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're gonna stick Jim in the back, and we're gonna get Turiel up here. Because Turiel does the thing in where they, the further back away you are, the higher things go. Oh, Jim is not lawful, and I don't think Jim has a high constitution. Oh, Jim. Nope, and nope. Okay, well. We'll go for Khan. All right, so we've got some of that going on. Let's stick Alindra. We're gonna put Alindra there, so... Ooh, and now things are gonna get difficult. Okay, Olkoria is a good person because she likes spellcasters. Brows of Judgment. Go for Brows. Yeah, so let's get Olkoria out here. Let's get Paulton, so the Paulton can get us some gold. Oh, let's do Regis. Regis will be helping out people behind him. Shield Guardian, we want people behind you. We want increased damage. Yeah, let's do Dadius. Oh, I gotta get someone on there. Okay, I got one more slot. Oh, we want magic. Magic. I got one more slot. Melf is the only one I have available here. Intelligent champions. Yep. Gotta go for the intelligence. I gotta stick Melf adjacent, though, and I've already got two adjacency people. You know what? Hitch might make sense here, because I know I'm supposed to be using Hitch in other places, but I'm gonna be full up on formations. So there we go. Once again, I feel like everybody should take a drink whenever I say this is not an optimal formation, but it's getting the job done. Guess what? This is not an optimal formation, but it's getting the job done. Yes, Cruciferous Kale, Melf of the Epitomous Acid Arrow. That is exactly that Melf. Melf the Elf, Melf the Epitomous Acid Arrow. But Melf wants to be adjacent. Melf wants a bunch of things that are going to be difficult with sticking Jim all the way in the back, because I'm trying to make Turiel useful as much as possible, because Turiel buffs all columns behind them for each column further back. So the further back you can make people. So I'm trying to make Jim get as much of that buff as possible. So there we go. Surround them with Alindra and Regis and just see what we can do. All right. I don't think that's going to make that much of a difference. Oh, that made a tiny little bit of difference. Nope. There we go. Bye, Ultraloth. Okay. All right, so now we got 3 parties filled with adventure. Let's go ahead and save this incredibly suboptimal formation that is still gonna work out for us. because once again, I'm not trying to push our wall, not trying to do anything amazing, just trying to get some stuff done, just trying to get to 250. How many of these we gotta do? Oh, we don't actually have to do that much. Also, open a Strahd patron chest. Let's come back to that in a second. Let's go ahead and... I think I already did this, but I'm gonna do it again because why not? Let's get this formation in there. Let's make sure I've got all the specializations. Let's get us to, whoops, 251. And, yeah, get some potions of speed. All right. Look at that. We're doing pretty well. This'll get the job done. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna do some shopping. Like I said, one of the biggest perks for me is being able to get these Modron component chests. And as you can see, because I haven't done Mert in a while, I actually don't have enough coins. So I'm gonna have to do at least a few Mert challenges sometime this week so I can pick myself this Modron chest. But let's make sure we got Vajras. Let's make sure we got Strahds. Let us make sure we have Zariels. There we go. And then sometimes... there is a difference between purchase one item from the patron shop and purchase and open a specific chest. So you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's do an unboxing. Hey, look! I'm working on Strahd right now. Welcome to all the new people who are joining us as I work on Strahd von Zarovich and killing him as quickly as possible. Actually, at the moment, I'm going to go ahead and open up some Modron chests. Flip all these cards. I might actually have to do some pipe game later because I know exactly where that one is going to be useful. Let's open up our Strahd chest. Okay, all right. Well, this is going to be useful right now because I got Daddies in the formation and Nova, so that's always useful. I have my Penelope chest from the vote for the Trials of Mount Tiamat for Idle Champions Presents, so yay! Always happy for that, and we might as well open up these other 2 gold chests. Hey, Dragon Bait. Yes, I'm excited about getting stuff for Dragon Bait. Okay. Hey, look. Completed a bunch of challenges. Awesome. I will go back to answering questions from the chat. As soon as I find that. There we go. Strahd. Oh, people are talking about nerds in the... Nerds as in the candy in chat. I see that. Hey, listen. If you don't want to buy any of the candy, once the promotion period is over for buying the Nerds candy to get the Nerds Champion, the Nerds will be available in the gem shop. So you can be patient and wait. You do not have to buy the candy if you want to wait for them to be available in the patron shop. Otherwise, if you want to spend $1, get some Nerds. I do like Nerds. It's basically sugar. All right. Back to the questions. Cruciferius Kale, I just finished Split the Party and got a Modron core. Hey, congratulations. What should I do now? Snacks. Celebrate. Always snacks. I mean, what is the order of stuff? Play Idle Champions, finish Split the Party, get Modron core, question, profit. Snacks. Okay, so if you finish Split the Party and got a Modron core, you should now have multiple adventuring parties. I would say look to see if you're missing any champions and prioritize unlocking any missing champions. Because now that you have 2 parties, now you can have a bunch more stuff going on. And suddenly, the one party that you had going, now there may be a couple of slots in where you're like, well, I was just always using Orkira, because you should use Orkira for everything. But now, I'm using Orkira in Party 1, you know, and I can't use Orkira in Party 2 and Party 3, because simulacrums of her are sad. So yeah, I would work on unlocking any champions that you still haven't unlocked. If you have all of the champions, I would work on getting yourself some more familiars. Work on some of the patron challenges to unlock familiars, because now suddenly you want to outfit a bunch more places with familiars. And I don't know about chat. Chat, tell me how you feel about familiars, but I find them very useful. I find familiars to be a big deal. And as you've probably seen as I've been playing through the game, I just automatically put a bunch of familiars out on the field. I automatically put familiars down on any of the champions that are out in the formation, so they're auto being leveled up. And I stick a familiar on my ult bar doing the wander around thing. And so having enough familiars to be able to do that for all of your parties, super useful. Really, really, really useful. Garwar. Wait, what did I miss? What's wrong with Electrums? There is absolutely... You've not missed anything, Garwar. There is nothing wrong with Electrums. Electrums are awesome. I think our wonderful neighbors here in the Idle Champions weekly patronage chat just like to ask for other stuff. But no. Electrums are awesome. K. Maelstrom question. Recently unlocked Mert. Congratulations. Should I buy time gate pieces and patron chests, or save and get the familiar first? Ooh. My gut says go for the familiar first, because the familiar is going to help you with the other stuff. And familiars, like we were just talking about, ironically enough, familiars are really useful in a lot of different ways. I will say, if you've unlocked Mert, and there are champions who can be used in Mert challenges that you haven't unlocked yet, and you don't have enough time gate pieces, I'd say it might be worth spending a little bit of time to open up at least a time gate or two to get some of those champions to help you do more Mert challenges. So, if you've got plenty of champions who can be useful, who can be used in Mert patron challenges, if that's not a concern, I'd go for the familiar. Go for the familiar and the shiny. And I'm seeing K Maelstrom. I can fill Mert with no problem. Yeah, go for the familiar. Absolutely. And then once you've got the familiar, then it's good to go for the Mert chests, because as I said, those chests with all of the patrons get you stuff for champions that are not just the standard champions. That gets you for anyone who's good for Mert. So yeah, go for the familiar. But for those of you who are out there who might not have your full champion roster, it might be worth it to spend a time gate or two filling out the roster to make those challenges easier. Especially if we're talking about Strahd, because there are not a lot of champions who can be used in Strahd. I have a full roster, and Strahd is always difficult for me to craft a formation, because I think officially there are the least number of champions available for Strahd. I'd have to go ahead and do that math. More questions. Go Player 7. Clearly the chat is full of Faye attempting to get Lauren to accidentally make a promise. I mean, I've made a Faye pact or two in my life. I would like to think if I'm going to make a pact with the Faye, it's going to be for more than just offering a different chest for my stream. And I better get a lot out of it. Most of the people I know that make pacts with Faye end up losing their names. Let's see. I think I've been accidentally copying some of these because I've seen them twice. Acer89, is click damage worth spending gold on, or better just to skip it? In my opinion, unless there's a reason that you want the click damage, which there are variants and there are times where you want the click damage, I say just focus on the champions. The champions are going to outpace your click damage, but there are variants that are going to severely limit and restrict what's going on with your champions, and increasing your click damage can be helpful. So it's kind of dependent on what you're doing, but in general, I just focus on the champions. Oh, we've got numbers. I'm assuming this is the number of, yeah. So Friday CWU, I'm assuming this is the number of champions that can be used in each of the patrons. Thank you for grabbing those numbers and anyone who helped with that. So it looks like Mert 63, Vajra 64, Zariel 55, Strahd 49. 49. So yeah, if you're trying to do Strahd stuff, unlock some champions. Definitely unlock some champions because you're going to need every single one. All right, the Lurking Writer. Oh, we're back to the... This must have been like 30 minutes ago when I was talking about chest, and now I've circled back around. The Lurking Writer. I think having show-appropriate chests would be a nice thing. The patron show equals patron chest. The tutorial show equals silver gold chest. The guide to event equals chest for a new champion. Love to know what would be suitable for griddle champions or paint and slay. I'm not promising anything. Once again, not gonna promise anything. I do kind of like that idea, but I mean, literally, that's the reason we have Electrum chests, is to have something to give away on these streams. I do like the idea of what would be a suitable chest for griddle champions. Friday's streams, apparently you can't easily have a chest available. I mean, once again, I'm not promising anything, but the actual paint and slay chest would be one of Dahani's chests because she paints. JDog2773, what candy is within reach? Tea. It's all I got. No candy within reach. Sorry. Yeah, candy within reach would be nice. Candy within reach would also be gone. I would just... Also, no one wants to watch me eat candy on stream. I should know. I've eaten candy on stream. I've done that. No, I don't currently have any food within reach. So my Mondays are a whole bunch of morning meetings. And then I have this show. And then after the show is when I take my break and I go have lunch. So... no candy, but lunch is on my mind. And I'm thinking peanut butter jelly sandwich and a pomegranate. I have a whole pomegranate. Yep, pomegranate's gonna happen. Hebridar, where does one get that baby Tiamat familiar? Oh, that's in one of the skin packs. I'm having a blue screen moment on where you can get that, and I can't show you because I own it. Give me a second. Believe... I just want to make sure that I'm looking at the correct one, because one of the packs includes... I think it's the Founders pack. Founders. Oh, there we go. Worm Speaker Nayeli. Yep. Let me... Scrolling, because I'm trying to get you a link as well. Here we go. Worm Speaker Nayeli and Baby Tiamat are available in the shop in the Trials Founders pack. So you'll see it in the shop once you have access to the Trials of Mount Tiamat. Because I think it comes with other stuff. But yes, so you can find Worm Speaker Nayeli in the Trials Founders pack, which will appear in the shop once you have access to Trials of Mount Tiamat. So if you haven't unlocked Trials of Mount Tiamat yet, you won't see that pack. And then once you do, you can buy it, and then you get the Baby Tiamat. The Baby Tiamat is adorable. Where's my Baby Tiamat? Oh, it's in my other party. Of course. Still just as deadly, assigned to another party. I was pretty sure it was that one, but I wanted to make sure I said the right thing. Zen. Question. Human in the middle for boss armor removal is okay? Or is there a better champion? There's probably better champions, but it's certainly okay. I mean, yeah, go for it. If you want to use Human, that's one of those things in where it depends on what you're trying to do and what champions you have available, but I tend to use Human either in the front or the back because that's where I prefer to use them. I prefer to use their ability to either give me double quest rewards or increase the damage of the party, but especially for some variants where there's a lot of armor in all of the monsters that you're attacking, having that armor removal can be really, really helpful. So, yeah, everyone's talking about baby Tia. What? Aww. Okay, Lurking Writer question, off topic. But what's the schedule like for this week's shows? Last week you mentioned that a bunch of shows would be off air for the next week or two. I did, and you are right. And we talked about this a little bit, but you know what? It's worth just being clear about it. So yeah, this week and next week, you're going to want to double check the streaming schedule. The best place is either on our social media or on our Discord. We posted that there at the beginning of the week. I'll go ahead and put all those links in chat. There they are. List of links. But one of the places includes on the Discord in our announcements channel. We post the schedule every week. I can't talk about next week just yet. But this week there are a lot of shows that are getting shuffled around for a bunch of different reasons. The big one being, like I talked about earlier, Thursday is a holiday in Canada. And so a bunch of the shows that we normally have on Thursday are off because a bunch of the people that are on those shows are enjoying a day off. So today, after this show ends, you have a couple of hours to go and stretch and grab some food, and then make sure you're back at 4 p.m. Pacific, which is 2 hours and 45 minutes from now, because Idle Champions Presents the Trials of Mount Tiamat is happening. We are on episode 4, but this is party 2. This is the second party has joined the fray. So if you've been keeping up with the votes for this past week, then you know who's in that party. For those of you who don't, I'm gonna pull up the list. I'm gonna make sure I have it here because I will forget somebody because I am that person. Where are you? Trials of Mount Tiamat. Because I just want to talk about Penelope. Penelope's in there, and Penelope is awesome, and you should Penelope while Penelope is Penelope. Also, Whittle is going to be joining Idle Champions. So Idle Champions Presents. So you get 2 Heroes of the Plains. You get Whittle and Penelope. You get 2 Rivals of Waterdeep. You get Shaka and Dahani. And you get a Minsk for funsies. Minsk for funsies. Plus, of course, the amazing B. Dave Walters as your DM. So that's happening tonight. Make sure you come back for that. There's going to be giveaways, and there's going to be things that you voted on in the last week in your game are going to affect the game that's happening tonight, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. Tomorrow, Champions of Psychology has returned from their brief hiatus. They are doing a show at 12 o'clock Pacific. And the topic is, ready for this? Holidays with the family. I'm pretty lucky. I'm a very, very fortunate, blessed, lucky person in where some of the challenges that a lot of people have to deal with on a regular basis, I do not. One of those being holiday family get-togethers for my family in general is not a stressful time. I don't have a huge family, and most of us get along. That being said, I am very well aware that holidays with the family, even in the best of times, the best of circumstances, can be stressful. And not everyone has an amazing relationship with all of their family. And so, Mitra Jordan and Dr. B and Trevor are going to be talking about how to handle doing those holiday get-togethers with your family. I love Garwar. So the title is Holidays WTF? I mean, specifically with your family. So that's what's going on tomorrow. Bardic Inspiration for tomorrow is postponed. So there is no Bardic Inspiration, which is sad, I know. But, every once in a while, Jason deserves a rest with his voice, and he's been doing double duty the last couple of weeks with being in Idol Champions Presents and Bardic Inspiration and everything else going on. So tomorrow is just Champions Psychology. Wednesday, full day. Wednesday, Champions of Lore from 11 to 12 p.m. Pacific. B. Dave Walters, Aaron M. Evans, and Trevor are going to be talking about vampires, dampiers, and lycanthropes. Why? Because it's Whittle, who is a vampire, a dampier, and a lycanthrope. Whittle is all of the things. But yes, come by for that. That's going to be a fun discussion. And then Mars Guiding Hand from 1 to 3 p.m. Pacific, where not only is Mars just fun to watch and amazing, but the new event will have started. And that's always a good time to watch Mars, because Mars will go over the new event and some of the new stuff, and you'll get a chance to see Whittle in action. You'll get a chance to see a Whittle in action. I might as well say it, because everybody else is going to be making that joke. And then the Sketching Hour, 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific on this channel, where if you haven't been watching, I and two of our amazing artists, Alexis and Michelle, get together. We roll on some random tables and craft monsters based on those rolling tables, and I work with chat to come up with backstories for the monsters and all sorts of other fun things. So that's Wednesday. Wednesday's a big full day. Thursday, community Q&A and developer insights is postponed because it is a holiday in Canada, and the people who are involved in those shows include Canadians. There will still be Idle Insights from 1 to 2 p.m. Pacific, as Todd will be interviewing Megan Kenrick, who is the content creator behind Whittle. Hey! Friday, we're back to a full schedule. We've got Griddle Champions from 10 till 12 with Sean and Lee. We've got Paint and Slay from 12 to 2, which we were unfortunately off last week because of illness, but this week we are back and we're going to finish that Beholder. I don't have the Beholder here near me, but we've been working on the Clown Xanathar from Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and it's turning out amazing, and we're going to finish it this Friday. And then Garwar, who is also wonderful to watch, who has guides for everything under the sun, is going to be doing Garwar's Guide to Everything from 2 to 4 Pacific. And then Garwar will be back the next day on Saturday from 9 to 11 9 to 11 a.m. to do a guide to the Feast of the Moon and Whittle. So if you're still working on Whittle, if you still have a little bit of Whittle to work on, I know I'm going to do it, then Garwar will be here Saturday morning to help you out. Stay tuned for the schedule for next week when we announce it. Probably next week. Probably. But yes, that's what's going on this week. Thank you for listening to me give you the TV guide for this week. And now I will close that again. Yeah, Garwar After Dark. Yeah, Empty Eye. Oof. That's a late show. I would not ask Garwar to do both an early and a late show. That's a lot. Yes, Garwar, if I've got a little bit left to do, you can come by. I might as well get those jokes in now, because everybody is going to. Anyway, back to questions that are, wow, a lot came in. Thank you, Martin and Mars, for continuing to grab these questions from the chat. Tabletop Santa was asking what's on the painting bench for this week. So yes, Sketching Hour has been doing for the last couple of weeks. We've kit bashed together the Clown Xanathar that you can find in the Wild Beyond the Witchlight adventure in this game. If you don't know what that is, picture the Xanathar, except dressed up like a clown, because what's more horrifying than a beholder? A clown beholder. It's funny. It's funny. Anyway, we're going to be finishing that up, and we're going to be announcing what we're doing for, I think it's going to be the final creature we'll be doing until the end of the year, because there is going to be a Friday or two in where we're not going to be having a paint and slay for reasons. One of them being both of us are going to be away for PAX Unplugged, so stay tuned for that. The Lurking Writer question, will you put Havilar in your formation for the Fiends? Then skip the music to the Brimstone Angels track. I mean, I can try. We've got some pretty good formations going on here, but I do like that idea. Loki Odin's son, question, what happened to your D20 lamps? I'm starting to miss the rave in the background. They are still there, as you can see. I still have. I mean, the one over here is hiding behind the microphone, and the one over here is there. I don't have them on because as much as I appreciate that you were missing the rave in the background, and I'm glad to hear that, I was getting tired of trying to match the light to the flickering of the camera so that it wouldn't be a strobe and cause issues with people. Because, I like it, chat. I like you to be healthy and happy, and I turn off a bunch of things in the game, so there's not a lot of flashing going on for our more light-sensitive viewers. Also, we all just get distracted by the flashing D20s. We're all always just like... So yeah, I've left them off for the moment because it took an inordinately long amount of time to figure out what color works. Because here's the other thing. It's not always the same color. I don't know why. A blue that worked yesterday that was perfect and did not flicker at all, and I put it on the same blue, and this time it's like, what? But I appreciate you asking about it. R. Green Paradox asks, will Paulton and Whittle have to fight it out over who really owns the chair of Strahd? I think they can come up with a timeshare agreement with Strahd's chair. I also think they probably own different... They probably both own a version of Strahd's chair. I don't think they own the same chair. I think one of them got it first, probably Paulton, and then Strahd made a new one, and then Whittle got the second one. I think they just keep stealing. I think it's different versions of the same chair. Just like there's different universes out there, Strahd just keeps remaking the same chair. I mean, he's got an entire domain under his control. He can just commission a new chair. Like, do you remember the chair that I had you make last time? I want you to make the same chair again. Why? Do not ask. Also, if you see any gnome dampiers here, shoot them on sight. But that's what I feel. I feel like they own... it's like when you go to the store and you see a piece of furniture and you're like, this is amazing. This is perfect for my house. And you buy it, and then you find out that, like, your best friend bought the same piece of furniture, and so now you go to their apartment, and it's like your furniture is in their apartment. Same thing. Strahd just owns multiple chairs. Whittle has one, and Paulton has one. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. JDog2773, do we know how long the Bardic Inspiration break will last? I don't think it's a break. I think they're just off this week. I don't know for sure, though. But as far as I know, this is not a break. This is not like they're on an extended break. I just think there isn't a show this week. Which is a good thing, because we like Bardic Inspiration. Sukoyo1 question. Is a large champ pool the secret to dealing with the various attribute requirements on variants when clearing them for patrons? Yes. 100%. I think you nailed it. Having options. I think it's not just with clearing patron variants. I think it's a lot of the stuff in this game. Just being able to have a depth and breadth of champions available will help all over the place. But yes, you're 100% right. And yeah, it'll help not just with patrons, it'll help with regular variants where there's a the same kind of restrictions that you get with patron variants, you'll see in regular variants, and we're like, hey, you have to have a strength of so-and-so, or hey, you only good champions can be used. And same thing with trials. I just had to mix up the Trials of Mount Tiamat formation that I got going on here. I used to have Baloth in here. I used to have Baloth rocking the middle road right here to help out with my Ashara formation. I can't use Baloth anymore because I'm in a variant that requires only a specific number of chaotic champions, and I had to get rid of somebody, and it made sense to get rid of Baloth. There's probably a better way to do it, but sorry, Baloth. So yes, 100%. Having a depth of champions in your roster is like the key to getting a lot of stuff done in this game. Azeroth, question. Heroes that don't like to be near people. Is it better to not use a hero slot near them to make the gap, or to use a hero and get the lesser boost? In most cases, I think put a hero in there, put a champion in that slot, because the bonuses, buffs, and stuff that you're going to get from having a filled champion slot is going to be way more powerful than whatever reduction you get from the champion who doesn't want to be near as many people. You know, if you got Makos, or you got Orkira, or you got someone who wants to be, you know, I don't want to be next to a bunch of people because whatever reason, it's usually going to be better to still have those slots filled, unless you're doing something really specific, but in my opinion, fill those slots. It'll be okay. The reduction you'll get will be far less than not having a champion in that slot. Let's see. Mike Jr., do you just get gold if you get duplicate items? No, if you get a duplicate item, it stacks on top of your other items and makes your item level go up, which makes those items more powerful. So, you know what? We'll open up some chests. I have so many silver chests. I'm bad at opening these up. All right, so neither of these are gear for a champion. That's not going to help. Here we go, duplicate equipment. So, we just got a faded leather belt for Bruenor. I already have a faded leather belt for Bruenor. His is actually, as you can see, a purple shiny. Because I've already got a piece of equipment in that slot that is at this level or better, the duplicate gets added to it. And you can see the effect is increased by 0.8%, and it makes his item level go up, which makes him more powerful. So unlocking duplicates helps make your champions more powerful. All right. Charmed Bill was asking, how do we get the nerds and idol champions? I think you were asking about this earlier in chat. That's probably where I came in the middle of this. For those of you who are new and wondering about getting the nerds, which I like saying in that way because it makes it sound the nerds, who are adorable. And now I kind of want some nerds. So right now, the way that you unlock the Nerds Champion is if you purchase a qualifying package of Nerds candy, and then go to a website that D&D has set up, that Wizards Coast has set up, and you show proof of purchase. So your receipt. You scan in your receipt, show them your receipt. They will then send you an email that includes a bunch of stuff. It's not just the Nerds Champion. You get the code to unlock the Nerds Champion, but then you also get there's adventures, and there's wallpapers, and there's a whole bunch of things that you get. If you are not interested in buying Nerds candy, or if Nerds are not available by you, because Nerds are not available everywhere, you can wait for the promotional period to be over, and once that's over, that champion will be available in our gem shop that you can get for gems. So you have some options. All right. JDog2773, can we get a preview of what will be streamed on November 19th? I mean, I don't know why you would be asking about November 19th. Friday CWU question, Lauren, if we all ask enough, can we get more free stuff? Huh, please, huh? I mean, you can ask. We're at the sarcastic point of the show. I've been going for an hour and a half, and now it's just chat, makes fun of Lauren, and eggs her on. Mm-hmm. Yes, Daza287 with the Matt Mercer. You can certainly try. More questions. YG question: are there going to be a new party for all 5 of the Mount Tiamat adventures? I assuming you're talking about Idol Champions Presents, the shows that are happening on Monday nights. Yay! So let me put it this way. There won't be a new party for all 5 because it's a 7-episode run. I'll put it that way. But I like where you're going, and I like the idea of just having new groups of champions come in. And, yeah. Let's see. Mikey Jr. question, how do you get time gate pieces? I can't seem to find any. I mean, if you're just looking to grab them from somewhere in specific, they are things that you can purchase in the Patron shop. You can get time gate pieces. They also drop on a regular basis from bosses. I'm trying to remember. Chat might remember. What's the drop rate on time gate pieces? There's a timer on it. Yeah. All right, now I'm getting a bunch of different answers. There's a drop rate in where if you're playing through, every once in a while, a boss chest will include a time gate piece. I don't remember the specific timing on that, which is ironic, but yes, that's how you get them. That's the easiest ways to get them. Just play the game; it'll happen. Also, patrons, you can purchase them. They're just like a lot of the other consumables that you can purchase in the shop once a week. You can get those, and so if you have all 4 patrons, you can buy 4 every week, and you can get a time gate. Also, there will be free time gate weekends in between events. So there is an event happening on Wednesday, starting up, that then will run for a week and a half, and then after the event is over, so let me give you some dates. So Feast of the Moon starts on this Wednesday, the 10th. That is going to run until Monday the 22nd. And then the next weekend, which is November 26th, 27th, and 28th, is a free time gate weekend, which means you'll be able to open up a time gate for free. Let's see. Our Green Paradox, isn't there going to be an extra life stream soon? You know, I had a lot of fun with my extra life streams last weekend, in case you missed it. Played on D4. They did a whole big weekend, a whole big day of extra life, and then Dungeon Scrollers did a whole 24-hour marathon, raised a ton of money for Extra Life, which is a really good charity. And there's going to be a lot more Extra Life coming up this month. This is kind of the month for Extra Life streams. It can get a little overwhelming. I know I feel a little overwhelmed sometimes because you want to go ahead and support your friends and your family and the people who are raising money, but there might be 2 or 3 streams going on at the same time, or you might not have the money to donate. I mean, I have been in that position where I don't have a couple bucks to spare on anything. Let me reassure you, if you can hang out in a chat that is doing a Extra Life stream, or any charity stream, but Extra Life is kind of on everybody's mind this month. Hanging out in chat, being supportive, cheering people on is super helpful. Getting the enthusiasm up in the chat. Cheering the people on who are often doing a marathon worth of games. That is super helpful. Sharing information on any of the social medias that you might participate in to get that information to other people who can then come in and donate is super helpful. So if you are watching a charity stream and you yourself do not have the money to donate, do not feel bad. That is 100% okay. Just being enthusiastic and happy in chat and helping out and sharing the information, that can go a long way. You sharing that information, retweeting, reposting, coming into other Discords and being like, hey, there's this awesome thing going on. You'll find people who will then come by and donate for a good cause. And that is really, really, really useful and helpful. And thank you if you can do that. Let's get in a couple more answered questions before I have to go. S2 Beady Boy. I'm getting items for characters I don't have. Will it automatically equip those characters once I acquire them? Yes. Yes, it will. If you ever earn anything in the game, it will, and you can't use it right away. Let's say you've earned a piece of gear for Orkira and you haven't unlocked her yet. You've earned some marshmallows. You're like, what do I do with these marshmallows? The game says, I'm going to take these marshmallows, I'm just going to put them over here on a shelf, and they're going to hang out. It's going to be okay. And then when you do unlock Orkira, she will get those marshmallows. So yes, anything you unlock will be saved until they can be equipped to the champion that they go with. Sorry, I just saw Raider ICG, enjoy your lunch when you get the chance. Thank you. I don't know if you were talking to me, but I'm going to take that too. Yes, I am looking forward to lunch. Daza287 question. I have 229 time gate pieces. Any advice on using them? I mean, I'm in a bit of the same boat when it comes to time gate pieces. I am sometimes bad about using them. I have 108. I know it's gonna be like, so here's my suggestion. If you've got all these time gate pieces, you're like me, and I know I am, and where you've probably unlocked all of the champions. And so you don't necessarily need to unlock champions. What you probably need to do is get gear for some of these champions. So what I tend to do is I sort by item level, and I look who are the champions that either I'm missing purples on, like Esmeralda and Lucius, or, oh, you know, I use Lazaps a lot and I'm still missing 2 purples, or, oh, you know, Eliwick is a newer champion, or here's Brig. This is what I was talking about earlier. Brig is a super new champion, so I just haven't had the chance to gear him up yet. So that's what I do, is I focus in on champions that have the lowest gear levels and do my best to unlock a couple chests for them. I hope that helps. Let's see. J-Mick Unyielding question. Speaking of nerds, obviously you can't give any specifics, but are there plans for future similar collabs or promotions? I honestly don't know. I thought it was super fun. I thought the nerds, I thought that was super fun and funny. I think they're adorable. I love that when you set their ult off that it shakes the minecart they're in and they all shake around. And it's just silly fun. I have zero idea whether we're going to do more. I hope so, because that was a lot of fun. Mr. Corbear for the nerds promotion. The nerds. Can you only get one of the characters, or is it possible to get all 7 from the promotion? So there's only the one champion that's available. The nerds are a group of characters that count as one champion, kind of the same way Human is a group of kobolds who count as one champion, or Beetle and Grim are 2 characters who count as one champion. So the code you get will unlock the champion, and the champion is for all of the nerds. Is there 6 of them, I think? Yeah. I think that's what you're asking about. If I'm wrong, please clarify in the chat. But yes, that's one of the reasons we are often very specific about when we're talking about champions versus characters is for a variety of reasons. But in one specific case, it's for when you have a slot that has more than one character in it. I see Garwar is asking about the adventures. If you're asking about the different adventures that they give out, because you actually get like a little PDF of a D&D adventure. Those, I believe, you get 1 every time you submit, because you have to give them an email address, because obviously they have to send you the stuff. I think they keep track of what you've been given, and you get a new one every single time. Yeah, Vampire337, you're mistaken. I asked Human, and they said they're in fact a human, not a group of kobolds stacked inside a coat. I mean, that's fair. That's super fair. I was given, I was told something, and I guess I was just wrong about Human. They are clearly a human, and not 3 creatures stacked in a trench coat. But you know what? That's sad, because kobolds are adorable. The Lurking Writer, question. Star, the Displacer Beast Kitty, will be a charity familiar. Yes. Which charity? This question is 100% just wanting you to talk about about a Displacer Kitty and show the key art by Ivy. Aww. Okay, I don't have the key art here, but I know you can go to the Discord, and I know you can go to our social media and see. I'll go ahead and put that in chat. So for those of you who don't know, it is for Extra Life. I believe we have announced that. So on December 17th, you can purchase Star, the Displacer Beast Kitty familiar. It is adorable. We've released the key art, not the actual character. I don't think that's been, like, the in-game art hasn't been released yet, but the key art, which is adorable, and you should check them out. Go to our Discord, go to our social media, and you can see the art for that familiar, the key art. They're adorable. That is going to be our next charity familiar, and I can't wait. I can't wait to have them in all of my formations. It's going to be amazing. I don't have any more information to share about that, except to continue to talk about how excited I am. Heathen113, question, how do you see gear score for all champions? December, let me go back, November 17th. It's this month. You know what, I'm like 99.9999% positive. And I'm gonna take a second to make sure I'm 100% positive. I'm just looking up the announcement right now. It's I'm sure it's this month. Yes, November 17th. You ever have that moment in where you're pretty sure you know the answer, and then for whatever reason, maybe it's because it's a Monday, maybe it's because you've already been talking for an hour and 46 minutes, you suddenly doubt what you've just said? I just had that moment, but I've now double-checked November 17th. We will be releasing Star, the Displacer Beast Kitten Familiar, as part of our Extra Life charity drive. Show off the key art. Go see the key art. It's adorable. Thank you for all of those. Okay, let me go back to Heathen's question about gear score for the champs. There's a bunch of different ways. If you go into the champion, you can hover over their gear, and it'll say it at the top. So my level 36 Grung. You can also come into your collections up here. So if I might have done that too fast. You come to info, collections. There we go. You can scroll through all of the champions. I mean, let's go check out the nerds. Why not? And then hover. Oh, it does not say what the gear level on here is? It does not. My bad. I thought it actually said the gear level on here. You can also hover over them if they're on the bottom of the screen. So for Dinar here, I can see he's got a shiny level 183 toothbrush. So I hope that helps. Arkanar, I missed this before. Off topic, Trials of Mount Tiamat stream. Is Minsk's player going to be the original voice actor? No, Jim Zub is not the original voice actor. I don't remember their name. But no, so Jim Zub is a writer who writes a lot of the official Dungeons & Dragons stuff, including many of the official Dungeons & Dragons comics. And he writes Minsk and Boo and a whole bunch of the companions. So... And he also does an amazing Minsk and Boo. You're gonna like. He's done it before on some other streams. He's one of the people who has played Minsk and Boo. He's even been one of the people who's played Minsk when other people have played Boo to hilarious effects. So you should definitely check it out. For those of you who are wondering, that's tonight, happening in just over 2 hours from now. There is the Trials of Mount Tiamat. Idle Champions presents Trials of Mount Tiamat. This is Party 2. Electric Boogaloo is going to be starting up tonight. The first party almost all got killed. It was almost pretty bad. But, you know, they're alive, barely. They all made it. We'll see what happens when they reach Tiamat. Oh. Okay, so Party 2 B-Dave Walters still doing the awesome job of DMing. It's going to include Hope Lavelle as Penelope Halfpint, Megan Kenrick as Whittle. You get a sneak preview of Whittle if you haven't been watching Heroes of the Plains, which you should because it's awesome. And I'm not just saying that because I'm in it. Actually, I'm kind of saying that because I'm in it, but also I think it's awesome. Jim Zub, who is playing Minsk and or Boo. Maybe Jim Zub is only playing Boo. Latia Jaquise, who is playing Dahani, and Sharif Jackson, who is playing Shaka. And so you get 2 Heroes of the Plains and 2 Arrivals of Waterdeep and a Jim Zub in the middle. And it's going to be awesome because those are all just fun, awesome people, and you should definitely check it out. But Jim Zub is a fantastic writer and creator, and one of the reasons that I'm sure he's going to be an amazing Minsk is because he literally writes Minsk. That is one of his jobs. So yeah, that's gonna be a super fun. So the first party, mostly because of Baloth and Avrin, was kind of the more chaotic party, the more fly by the seat of your pants. Maybe they will make a deal with Tiamat. Who knows? Party. But they managed to, I mean, spoiler alert, they managed to get the job done. If you want to catch up on what happened in the first 3 episodes so that you can watch tonight, there is a summary blog that's up on our website that has a written summary of all 3 of those episodes. Now, considering we're starting with a new party tonight, you don't necessarily need to catch up. If you haven't watched any of the Idle Champions Presents shows, you can go ahead and just watch tonight. And I'm sure B-Dave will give a really good recap. But I highly recommend, if you can, go watch those episodes because they are amazing. If you want to watch Jason Charles Miller literally pull songs out of nowhere, craft songs. If you think what he does on Bardic Inspiration is impressive, there are shows in where he literally just crafts a song on the fly, and you're like, I would buy that for $1. Yeah, how do I get this song on Spotify that you've just crafted out of nothing while a D&D game is going on stream with people watching you? Definitely go watch. Absolutely go watch. But if you haven't watched any of them previously, you can catch up with these summaries or just come on by and B-Dave will give you a nice little recap and you can join in the fun because the chat's fun. I was looking to see. We got one more question I'm going to answer real quick before I have to go. The Real Scary Norm asks, question. I found my wall again. 374. There it is. Last one was 369. Is it normal to only push 5 more levels? Yeah, that can be normal. It depends on what you've done in order to make your champions more powerful to push that wall. So sometimes, yeah, it's just a couple more levels. Sometimes you can go a lot further depending on what you've been doing or how long you've waited to try to push that wall. But every time, if all you're doing is resetting a free play, and so you're just earning more favor and going to try it again with the same champions, with the same gear, then yeah, you'll probably just go a little bit further, and a little bit further, and a little bit further. But as long as you're going further every single time, that's half the fun. If you want to try to push a lot further, maybe come to our Discord and say, hey, here's my formation. Here's here's what I'm trying to work on. Any suggestions? Nope. Did I just lose the stream? Looking to see if the stream is about to come back. Let's see. Oh, all right. I think we're back. Yeah, all right. Thank you. I don't know what happened. Everything froze for a moment there, and OBS started to go, hey, you're dropping a lot of frames. Fortunately, I didn't drop the stream, so that's good. Okay. Tiny little hiccup. Happened at the end. Let's see. Arkanar was very nice and showed me where I got buffered. If you want to push a lot further, maybe... There we go. If you want to push a lot further than the little bit, then there's a couple different things you can do. Come to the Discord and show people your formation and show people, you know, what you got and ask for some suggestions. Maybe there's some slight changes you can make to who you're using or where you're using them that can help you push further. Or take some time and go do some other things. Go gear up some of those champions. Go do some variants. Go unlock some more stuff to make yourself more powerful in general. And then try the wall again and see if that helps. Joe Malo says, even the internet itself needs to recover from the time change. Yeah, I gained an hour and yet I still feel like I lost time. How did that happen? Yes. Barefoot Monkey, I agree. When in doubt, add more kobolds. Yes. Kobolds are dragonborn. I also agree with Pendelaire. Go to another campaign and get some global blessings. Absolutely. These are all excellent suggestions. Our Green Paradox. Let's do the time warp again. No, not that one. I mean, unless Tim Curry is going to show up. And then I'm all okay with that. Yeah, the time change needs to stop. Yep. Okay, let's see. I think... I'm just looking. Oh, JDog2773, will there be a Thanksgiving turkey familiar? Or more likely a Canadian goose? I love those ideas. I really do. I don't think there's going to be anything. I don't think you should expect anything because remember, this month is American Thanksgiving. Canadian Thanksgiving happened last month. We'll talk about Thanksgiving when we get a little bit closer. I think we're still figuring out a few things about Thanksgiving and Black Friday, so stay tuned as far as stuff going on during those 2 days. And then I'm going to answer this one last question from Azoroth. Question, is it better to save tokens to increase gold find or spend them to increase damage? If you are talking about blessings, spending tokens to increase. So if you're talking about blessings, one of the nice things is there's this warning enabled. I would definitely have that checked. And if you say, hey, I want to spend some of this favor in order to get a bonus, and a little pop-up comes up, this pop-up that says, hey, are you sure? Say no and stop. That's my best suggestion. Trust the game when you're spending favor. If it says, hey, are you sure? That's the point that you should stop. And yes, I still have some of the blessings from some of these higher ones to take care of. I'm still working on stuff because you know what? I am that person who continues to work on things because I'm having fun. And that's all we have time for this week's weekly patronage. Thank you, chat, for hanging out with me for these 2 hours. Y'all have been lovely. Thank you to Martin and Mars, our amazing moderators and producers, and for helping out with answering questions and grabbing questions from chat and doing all of the fun things that keep this show running. Thank you to Orkira for being awesome. I don't know. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who's going to show up tonight for Idle Champions Presents, because it is so much fun to have D&D to watch on this channel, and I love it so much, and I hope you do too. And I hope you join me tonight to watch them. I will be in chat, hanging out, watching these amazing people as they go through the Trials of Mount Tiamat. And until then, which is 2 hours from now, everybody go get some water, go get some food, take a stretch, go ahead and update any of your formations, and we'll see you next encounter. Bye!